Hi everybody, so welcome to the fourth video in the Create series. So now we're going to approach the audio side of everything. So if you are adding new audio to a visual that already has existing audio, you have to, of course, take the audio. You either, in iMovie, it's what's called detaching it, but in Create, what you do is you select what clip you're trying to adjust. You go up here to the volume or to the noise icon, and you just go ahead and manipulate your volume however you want. So instead of, deleting the sound, you just turn it down. So in this case, we are taking the existing visual, we're turning off the volume so that when I push play here, it's going to only, you're only going to hear the audio in the background. So for demo purposes, I'm just going to go through and adjust all of these. And of course, an easier way to do this is when you originally pull your file down to the timeline, what you would, before you clip it into a bunch of different tiny pieces, what you would do is you would first go ahead and take the volume away. So then when you manipulate this piece of content, the volume is going to be down for every single piece that you manipulate, because you turned it down for the entire clip. So that's obviously an easier way to do that. But we'll go ahead, and that's a quick way to delete, unless you can just use your keyboard. Either way is fine with this software, which is nice. You have multiple options. So if you're more comfortable clicking, that's an option. If you're more comfortable, typing, that's an option as well. Okay, so that is how to manipulate the audio on a visual piece if you want to include or disinclude it from your movie. This is just an audio piece, right? There is no visual attached to it. So as you can see, the menu looks a bit different, right? So you can fade in, fade out. You could potentially run it at a lower volume. One of the reasons you'd want to do that is have you ever turned a video online and it's like screaming at you even though your volume's at like normal? That's because when they exported their video from wherever they created it, they had this at 300%, because you can turn this up as high as you want. So how this helps is when you have something that is perhaps a bit higher of a pitch or a bit lower of a pitch, you can compensate by turning it up or turning it down, which will then help you keep let's say a consistent noise pattern throughout. So when you accent sounds, there's actually a difference. Another thing I'm going to just point out here is within each individual track, kind of one of the tricks that I've come to grow fond of is this lock button, locking it or unlocking it. So say we've created an audio file for this video. It's not going to change. It's not going to be edited. A pretty, solid way of doing that is just locking it. So that means no matter what you do, however you manipulate the timeline up here, it is going to just remain the same. It is a pretty dandy feature, especially after you really get into audio editing, to be able to lock something, because when you go into other softwares, when the audio and the visual become attached to each other, sometimes it becomes difficult if you're going to move things around. But if you can keep your audio exactly the same the entire time without worrying about editing it, that lock button really will come in handy. Excuse me. All right, so that is how you manipulate your audio within your movie. So next we're going to learn how to manipulate these clips now that we've taken the audio out. So we're mixing it with this, we're mixing these visuals with this audio down here, but we will talk about manipulating these clips and mixing them, moving them around so that we can create our first movie. All right, I'll see you in the next one.